What's going on, everybody? Cryptix here, and today, man, I wanted to talk about a pretty viral video that was probably released around a week ago, but in the past 24 hours, it's just blown up all over social media. I'll leave the link to the video down in the description below, but don't worry, we're going to be covering the highlights on this video today. Now, before we even jump into it, don't forget to drop a like. It is so greatly appreciated on the channel. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button. You know what to do. Hit that bell next to the subscribe button next to my name. But yeah, let me give you some background information just because I don't think everybody knows this whole story based off the title and thumbnail alone. But long story short, this preacher named Kenneth Copeland basically is known for and infamous for being on an interview and saying he doesn't want to get on a commercial flight because it's like getting on a tube with a bunch of demons. That's basically what he said, and he's referring to the demons of the people that like drink alcohol and stuff. And oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that this preacher is preaching Christianity. Now, I'm not trying to be like anti-religious or pro-religion or whatever like that. You believe what you want to believe, right? But when it comes down to it, I also don't want to paint a picture like about every preacher out there just because of this one video alone. Just like with everything else, there's good people and bad people. People that use their authority for the good and better of society, while others try to reap the benefits specifically for themselves. And this Kenneth Copeland guy is kind of abusing the system by using his preacher status to avoid taxes and to essentially reap the benefits of people that donate to his like preacher practice and stuff like that. So there's a lot that kind of makes him rich and wealthy, but for the most part, he is using it for, you know, tax breaks and stuff like that because he's a religious figure. So without further ado, guys, I give you Inside Edition's exclusive interview with preacher Kenneth Copeland. Let's jump into it.
How are you, sir? We'd just like to ask you about why you don't want to fly commercial. Why have you said that you won't fly commercial? You said that it's like getting into a tube with a bunch of demons. Why do you think that?
So just off of that part alone, right? There's so much to take in after the first 10 seconds. Inside Edition has an interviewer named Lisa Guerrero, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that's her name. And she basically caught this guy off guard, the preacher. This is Kenneth Copeland that you're seeing. And basically she try to get a hold of him while he was getting into his Cadillac truck in his private jet area. He's literally going to be on or getting off of his private jet. I don't know which one it is, but that's literally what an airport hangar looks like. So yeah, interpret that in any which way you please. But yeah, she basically caught him off guard, just tried to get a hold of him, kind of like a TMZ style interview. But yeah, let's keep going.
No, listen to me just a second. Not the people. The main reason is because of the need. If I flew commercial, I'd have to stop 65% of what I'm doing. That's really the main.
That smile, he's already done it twice, and it's just so creepy. There's literally no reason for him to smile. Like, he smiles after everything he says. At the end of his statement, he just grins. And I'm not hating on the dude for being happy. Do what you want, but don't, like, do it when you're trying to talk serious. Like, I just don't get that whole concept. Pretty ridiculous and pretty, I would say, intimidating. But yeah, he's like trying to smile after everything. It looks just really, really weird.
Isn't it true that you want to fly commercial so that you can fly in luxury? How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business, but...
Whoa! Bombshell already! He's getting offended just because he got called out because he owns a private jet. Don't preachers, like, not do that? Like, I'm sure a majority of preachers, right, they pretty much all don't live this lifestyle. Kenneth just happened to find loopholes and, you know, try to find ways to abuse the system that religion has kind of put in place for donations and stuff like that, giving to the poor and also helping his practice, and is also avoiding taxes. So I guess that's the way he afforded this private jet, but it gets better.
Isn't it the business of your donors?
Listen, I paid. You kind of caught me off guard here, okay?
Oh, wow, really? We caught you off guard? We caught you off guard because you really don't know what to say here because you own a private jet and it's not through, you know, actually earning revenue. It's by abusing loopholes in the government, and you just have nothing to back that up. You have absolutely nothing to say to that. really shows your true colors there, buddy.
We don't want to catch you off guard.
I love Inside Edition. You got to get this now. Hey, you listening to me? My wife thinks Inside Edition is, oh yeah.
What? Yo, what am I watching here? This is my second time viewing this video, and after just seeing it this second time alone, he's just so bizarre. He has nothing to say, right? So he's obviously trying to cover it up by saying, I love Inside Edition. And let's just replay that one part again real quick.
You got to get this now. Hey, you listening to me? My wife thinks Inside Edition is, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, wow. This dude he really has nothing to say here. Yikes. But it keeps going. It keeps going. He's got a string of emotions here just off this one snippet alone.
Now, thank you, Lord. Help me. Let me pray this.
He has nothing to say, so what he's trying to do is saying, "Oh Lord, help me pray for a second." And look, I'm gonna be transparent with you guys right now. Like, I go to church every now and then. Like, I'm kind of like a branch of Christianity, and like, I think what he's trying to do here is a total joke. You don't just like stop when you're trying to back yourself up or try to help or prevent anything from damaging your reputation, and you don't go, oh Lord, help me for a sec real quick while I think this out. Like, you don't do that in the midst of a conversation. It just purely shows what you're about, and like, you have nothing to actually stand your claim. So, I mean, it just keeps getting better, guys. He actually loses his temper in a snippet of this interview.
Do you ever use your private jets to go visit your vacation homes, for example?
Yes, I do.
Wow, I wish I owned a private jet to fly to my vacation homes. I wish I was able to abuse the tax system and able to afford the private jet and the vacation homes too. I just, I mean, I don't think it's right, but, if I was able to do all this tax break stuff and become a preacher, you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna leave, guys. I'm gonna be right back. I'm actually going to become a preacher, so I'll see you guys later. Nah, but for real though, like, this guy's living an amazing lifestyle. Like, I don't know why more people don't become preachers, unless not all preachers are like this. This is probably like the 0.01% of preachers out in the world, but it just keeps getting better, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Again, getting back to the comment, you said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and powers.
Whoa. Yikes. That's a big yikes for me, Chief. I'm just saying, like, he already smiled after he lost his temper. I told you it was coming, guys. I warned you. I told you he was going to lose his temper in this interview. And honestly, like, if he got any closer to her and, like, let's say he, like, poked her eye out, that's, like, assault, bro. Like, he got really, really close and tried to be intimidating. And notice how he's actually, like, standing on this side of the car for elevation. That dude is not as tall as he seems in the video, but he's standing on the ledge of his Cadillac truck in order to look even taller. I guess he just likes that viewpoint there. But clearly, that was just uncalled for. 100% uncalled for. And he lost his temper, he got pissed, and that's the result. And then he smiled right after he said that. It just doesn't make any sense. Kind of seems a little creepy and disturbing, but it just like I said before, guys, this video is just pure gold. It just keeps getting better and better as the video goes on.
Do you think that's a good place for a preacher to be and prepare to go preach to a lot of people? When somebody in there is dragging some woman down an aisle, it made me so mad to see that on television. I wanted to punch the guy out myself. I can't be doing that while I'm getting ready to preach.
So, I mean, again, the smile is just 10 times worse now. It's getting worse and worse. I'm honestly thinking he's the actual Night King and Arya didn't actually kill him, right? And spoiler alert for Game of Thrones, if you haven't seen it yet, I have absolutely no sympathy for you. But I think this is the real Night King, guys. I think he just left season 8 because it was so bad. And it's the preacher right here. I mean, look at that demonic smile. Those ridiculously blue eyes, and they really do not look human-like. Maybe this dude's a lizard or something, but yeah, he basically just said, like, it's one scenario out of the millions of flights that happen throughout the year, and you know, it was probably some United Airlines issue, right? Because that's when all the issues usually pop up in that commercial airline. But it was one woman apparently that got dragged down an aisle. Like, there's obviously no reason to not fly commercial unless you have the money to do so. And like I said before, this preacher avoided some taxes, you know, did certain things, you know, basically took money from people that follow Christianity during his preaching practices and his synagogues, whatever you want to call it. And basically, you know, he's taking the money and reaping the benefits for it and not flying commercial, and then trying to use, you know, his excuse, oh, I'm a preacher, I can't have demons around me and bad things happening to me before I go to preach. It doesn't make any sense to me.
In the book of Ephesians, oh God, I love this. We wrestle not with people, but with principalities and powers, unseen things, rulers of the darkness of this world.
He's just kind of using like scriptures from the Bible, and I get it, he's a preacher, like this is what he does, but you're trying to use this to kind of brush over or gloss over the fact that he still is living this crazy lifestyle and, like I said before, abusing a system. And he's just kind of like trying to like beat it under the bush, sweep it under the rug, whatever type of phrase you want to use. And he's not actually saying why he's doing this. It's because he can. It's because he has a lot of money from doing not the best things in the world. And it really just keeps going on. He keeps saying biblical scriptures, but by the end of the interview, he just uses a trump card, actually. And, you know, Lisa Guerrero really kind of stood up for herself. She even talked about her grandparents actually being preachers themselves. So she really had some passion in actually interviewing this guy, kind of debating this guy. And yeah, he just tried to basically twist some of the biblical scriptures for his own benefit. And it's just like his personality, finding loopholes, finding ways that will benefit himself.
The Bible also says that it's more difficult for a rich man to get into heaven than it is for a camel to get through the eye of a needle, correct?
Oh, Lisa, she came out with her own biblical scripture from the Bible, and she just, that was a heavy haymaker right into preacher Kenneth Copeland. Can he retaliate?
But he said, all things are possible with God.
Oh, that's it, folks. That's it. That's a TKO. That's a TKO. But in all seriousness, guys, the preacher's just simply using that one. Like, I could literally use that phrase to get out of anything in my life. Let me just kill a man. Oh, I can still get into heaven because all things are possible with God. Oh, let me just commit a crazy genocide, right? Let's just kill a bunch of people. Let's kill millions of people, right? And then, you know what? I'm just going to apologize and pray to God. And, you know, I might get into heaven. Well, I probably will get into heaven because all things are possible with God. Like, it's just, he's obviously twisting this in his own words and trying to, like I said before, help himself out, make a not so good situation in terms of an ethical approach, and just make it seem like it's okay because all things are possible with God.
Both of my grandfathers were preachers. They were both very poor. They lived simple, modest lives. They were extremely offended by men that made money like you do, preaching like you do. What would your response be to people that think that preachers shouldn't live this kind of a lifestyle? Looks like both my grandfathers.
And I understand that. And I love them with all my heart. It's your grandfathers that we're standing on their shoulders.
So, you know, this guy's actually pretty good in talking his way out of things. I think that's why he's wearing that very fancy suit. But clearly, like I said, you know, Lisa, she had grandparents, 2 grandfathers from each side, I guess. You know, they were preachers and they didn't live the lifestyle that Kenneth Copeland is. And, you know, Kenneth is just saying, oh, well, without them, I wouldn't be in my situation today. But you're completely dodging the question, dude. So it keeps going on, but it really gets creepy at the end of the interview where he's kind of just, I don't know, he's just being weird. Let's just roll the tape.
Sir, thank you so much for your time today.
Name?
Lisa Guerrero.
Lisa? God bless, Father bless Lisa today. thank you for her grandparents. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to know her.
Wow, that handshake there doesn't look very mutual there, sir. Kind of looks like you're holding your fingers. I can even see like the yellow parts of their skin when like your hands get like a lot of pressure when you're squeezing something. Yeah, that's exactly what this preacher's doing. He's literally squeezing her hand and saying, "Thank you, Lisa, thank you." And then, honestly, the cherry on top is the next few seconds.
And it thrills me to get a chance to have my face on Inside Edition.
Thank you
I
very
love
much,
you,
Reverend.
girl.
You have a nice day.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
That's a second big yikes in one video. I think that's a record for me because obviously, you know, guys still do that. They kiss, you know, girls on the hand, whatever, right? But that was totally one-sided. That dude was squeezing her hand and then pulled her in for a nice smooch on the finger or hand, whatever you, I don't know. It's too long of a day, guys. I literally did so much shit, but yeah, this is pretty crazy. And like I said in the beginning, I don't think all preachers are like this. I mean, you can even say from Lisa's grandfathers, they didn't really live that type of lifestyle. They lived some, you know, simple life. So clearly this is just, you know, one man, and obviously the media is going to try to like paint a picture that like all Christian preachers do this, and I'm not defending Kenneth. I'm not doing any sort of thing like that, but, you know, don't try to believe that, you know, that's the 100% of the population of all preachers. But yeah, this dude was pretty creepy, pretty demonic, had some swift changes in emotion there, and it just doesn't make any sense. He didn't even address why he lives this luxurious lifestyle, because then he would give the cheat codes to life, because that's exactly what he did. He just kind of abused the system, and that's how he got where he was. So I hope you all did enjoy this video. Don't forget to drop a like. It is greatly appreciated on the channel. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and that bell next to the subscribe button next to my name. I'm Cryptix, and I'm not going to be flying in a tube with a bunch of demons. And I'm signing off.